everyone, welcome to the best U.S. Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 31st of March, 2025. In this video, we're covering three topics. The United States Mint Director, Venture C. Gibson, resigns today. Then we're going to be looking at that Silver Squeeze 2.0. And then finally, we're going to be doing a deep dive into the 1976/75 Bicentennial quarters. But before any of that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to reach a bazillion subs. Now let's get busy with it over here to moneymetals.com. Gold's up. Wow, that's a new all-time high to 31.70.20, up 31.35. What's going down over there? Silver's actually down 3 pennies on this Silver Squeeze day to 34.30. Platinum up 5.80 to 1,375. Check it out. Palladium up $1.95 to 1,895. $5.20 within parity there. Look at this, and Dr. Copper's down a dime to 5.03 per pound. You're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.39 for quantity 1 through 39. You will be paying $40.68. That's incredible. And the buyback for them is $35.53. That is $1.23 over. Isn't that something? Now, next up is going to be the United States Mint's director name right there on the Google machine. I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah. Mint Director asked to step down 2 days ago, 1 week ago. Gibson retires from Mint Director's position. There was some videos done, some of them by yours truly. There's some other videos there as well. But also, check this out, the folks over there at the ANA, they've also done a little story about 6 days ago, though. So that's pretty interesting. And will she retire today? Yeah, I think so. But here's the thing. Who is the replacement nominee? And I'd like to know that. And why would they get rid of one without, well, actually having another one just being voted on or ready to be installed? I don't know what's up with that, but that's the way it goes. And yeah, I mean, if you're 60 some odd years old, well, just retire, all right? So maybe it's time for somebody else in the rotation. Now, this is the Google machine as well, and I looked up Silver Squeeze 2.0, and this is 16 hours ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, so on and so forth, 1 day ago. Well, do you think the Silver Squeeze 2.0 is going to be a nothing burger? I think absolutely. I don't think there's enough money in the private hands to play against the big boys. I just don't think it's available. And imagine this, right? Imagine this. You're a big boy bank and you hear something like this going on. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, exactly. So, and that's all I got to say about that. Now let's go over here to Coin Week. There's an article by Coin Week Notes dated March 17th, 2025. Happy St. Patty's Day. It says 1976 Denver Bicentennial Quarter Clad, a collector's guide. And really, it's all about the D when it comes to even the silver or Clad, Philadelphia, whatever. It's all about the Denver strike, 1976 Bicentennial Quarter. And it's also about the 1975. Well, because in 1975, well, it was the dual date 1776 quarter. And if you find a 1975 dated quarter, call me. I'll buy it from you for $5. All right, here we go. Let's see here. The finest known 1976 Denver, Washington Bicentennial Quarter, and that's from Image and Heritage Auctions. You know, have you ever seen these videos, or at least these news articles, you know, when you're looking to do Google News every morning or whatever you do, and you see Washington Bicentennial Quarter sold for $25,000, and you're like, that's ridiculous. Or sold for $200,000, and you're like, that's even more ridiculous. Is it even possible? Well, maybe, but I doubt it. I really do. Now it says here, the 1976. Now this is about the Denver, all right? It's all about the Denver this year, all right, for this particular strike. The 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter. And remember, folks, in next year, we're going to have the semi-quincentennial, and we're going to be celebrating the 250th anniversary of our country, not the 200th anniversary, right? So this is a really big deal. And why the United States Mint didn't strike any semi-quincentennial quarters for 2025? Well, they had to get those women quarters out. That's why. Now it says here, introduced alongside redesigned half dollars and dollar coins to mark the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The quarters were struck in the largest quantities of the three denominations. And what's really interesting about that, if anybody thinks about the 1976, 1776 coinage and the bicentennial celebration, did they think the 50-cent piece? No. Did they think that Ike dollar? No. They think this quarter right here. That's the symbol of the bicentennial right there celebration. And do you remember the fireworks that day? Oh my goodness, that was incredible. July 4th, 1776. What a day. I'll never forget that action. Now it says here, a slightly larger mintage and a couple of notable varieties distinguish the Denver mint issues from their Philadelphia counterparts. The United States Mint struck both in large enough quantities that consumers still encounter the coins in circulation. And folks, they have been not only in circulation in great and tremendous numbers, but believe it or not, they've seems like, I sold a roll of these quarters back in 2012, 2013 for decent money. So a lot of people really dig these quarters, and they have for a very long time. In fact, let me show you something here on PCGS. I've got here type 3, Clad Bicentennial Reverse Mint State. I've got here type 4, right? Bicentennial Silver Mint State. And really, I mean, if you look at the high grades here, Mint State 69, Mint State 70, there is none for PCGS. However, if you get the highest grade for the silver, you'll find that it's worth $9,250. Okay, that's a good bit of money, a decent bit of money. However, if you get one grade lower, it's $65. Yeah, plenty of population in that. I would think that's what makes it so low. But look at that. Compare those two. That's incredible. And is that I guess a unicorn? Yeah, probably. And I think that's why I like Clad so much, because if you can get Clad in a really good high grade, it's worth more than the silver. Even though the silver has silver coins have silver content, right? So check this out. The Mint State 68 and a 1976 Clad from Philadelphia is worth $4,500. And they obviously are worth more from Philadelphia because they didn't strike them as well. Also, check this out. This is the Denver. This is the Clad, worth $3,750. And some of them were weakly struck, much like the 1926 commemorative that has the Liberty Bell on the reverse, pass and stow. But this is really where the money's made. And look at this Mint State 65 for this 1976 Denver DDO FS 101. And there is an FS 102. However, if you look at the two differences in price, this is the bad boy you really want. That's the DDO FS 102. And I'll show you here. This is Variety Vista. And this is the Washington Quarter Die Variety Book, Volume 2, 1945 to 1998. And I've got here DDO listings for the 1976 Denver Quarter. Look how profound this one is with the serif like that. It just doubled. It's amazing. This is the DDO. This is 002 FS 102. Not as profound, but you can find it in the Liberty. I'll show you that in a second on PCGS. Here we are. So this is the 1976 D. This is the FS 101. And it is not in here in the God We Trust. It's not in the lettering. It's in Liberty right over here. Look at the B. Wow, that's profound. And look at the E. That's even more profound. Look at that bottom left-hand corner of that E. It looks like just incredible. And then the R there. Yeah. So if you can find these, they're worth good money. Very good money, and people are still searching through rolls to this day. Now let me show you the FS 102. It's not as profound, but it is there, and you have to find it basically on the E. It's not really on any other places as profound as the E. All right, so and that is why the FS 101 is worth a good bit of money more than the FS 102, because it's a more profound error. Now check this out. Mint State 65 for those silver coins. Yeah. $10, little man, put that money in my hand. It's incredible, isn't it? But like I said, you get that Mint State 70. Well, I'm sorry, the Proof 70, Mint State 70 for the silver. Yeah, winner, chicken dinner all the way home. Now let's keep on keeping on. I did show you the air there. I did show you the air here. Now let's go over to eBay. I've got here 1976 quarter. I didn't put D. All right, just put plain old, because there are plenty of error quarters that aren't the DDO. Check this out. You got here, look at that B in Liberty. It looks like a grease strike error. Look at this, 3 rolls of Bicentennial quarters, 100 quarters, no mint mark. That means Philadelphia. And 20 of the quarters are Denver. That's where you're going to find those errors. 1976 D Bicentennial error quarter with die error and mint mark. The Phil D, isn't that something? 995 there. Buck 5 there. That's a Bicentennial D. Look at this, $29.99, and that's for 52 of them. Imagine if those were Denver, they'd get a bit more money. Look at that, off center strike. Yeah, that's a nice one. Oopsies, look at that. That's a struck on the end of a scrap planchet, and it's BU. Look at that. See, that's what everybody's looking for, that 1976 D, and it's that bottom left-hand corner where you're going to really find that notching right there. Bam! Look at this. This one's blown out nickel. Sold for $1,458. It's at about uncirculated 58, but it was a beautiful strike. Look at this, like that sun ray action when it just, you ever seen those on a coin? It's amazing. Those rays, just incredible. It's probably a more technical name for that I didn't pick up. Now let's keep on keeping on. 354, buck 99. Yeah, those quarter airs are there. But look at this. This is really incredible. Now I've got the 1976 quarter in Mint State. This is really what blew me away. I was like, what? I'm like, maybe I should start buying these, because check this out. You got a 1976S silver, and that's a mid-state 65 for $14.95 with $5 delivery. Yeah, that's $20 for, wow, look at that. Wait a minute, $5 plus $3.50 delivery for a Clad Philadelphia strike? Come on, what? Yeah, the deals are here. Look at this. Two of them, a 65 and a 76 silver, and it's $17 free delivery. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick. Look at this, same story. So the deals are out there, folks. But I don't know that anybody is even concentrating right now on 1976, 1975. Look at that. Come on, $4. I mean, just to have that label is worth $5. Come on. Look at this. I'm telling you, the deals are out there, folks. And these deals only settled just 3 days ago. Somebody has scored some fantastic deals in these Washington quarter market. It is. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. MS68 quarter for $49. Yeah. Remember what I was talking about for that MS68? Look at that. $65 for that silver. Yeah, did they sell it for that much? No. It's incredible. Now, this is the next page because I already showed you this here. This is the next page. This is 1976 quarter rolls. So if you're going to be doing some coin roll hunting for those Denver heirs, well, I'm sure many people have already looked through them. And you only have to hope for the fact that maybe they overlooked something accidentally. But look at this. This is a 1976 Bicentennial Washington quarter, original bank wrap roll, 40 coin roll. And yeah, $103.07, 17 bids, free shipping. That's incredible, right? It is. People love these. I'm telling you, that's March 30th. Here we go, March 30th again. 100 quarters, no mint mark, 20 quarters. I think we already saw that one now. Look at this 1976S. Okay, that's 40% silver. But look at this 1976. These are Philadelphia strikes. And imagine if these 40 coins were the Denver strike. Well, it'd probably be double. It is incredible. I think the best deals right now on these are the mint state graded ones individually. Because these rolls are very expensive. And not only that, check this out. What's really getting expensive are these uncirculated mint sets. So I got here on the screen, 1976 mint, 75 U.S. mint uncirculated set. And I have ended recently, sold and completed listings, all right? $14. Those used to be $5, folks. These are doubling the closer we get to 2026. And look at these BU, all the Eisenhower dollars. Look at that. The complete set looks like $43, at least a Clad. That's not bad. And you know those are pretty. And I can't tell you. Sometimes you get these packets and these coins are just, they look terrible. Kind of foggy. Look at this lot of 11 proof here. Look at proof sets used to be $5 a piece, right? So if you got 11, that should be $55, but it's not anymore, folks. Look at this one, $4.99 for Kennedy Clad half dollar. Look at this. What? 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for $44. Yeah, that should be probably closer to $30. This is incredible. So we're seeing coins getting way more expensive. That's the price it should be, although the Denver is missing. 26.25. Times have changed, folks. Look at this. That should be a $5 set. That's close. See, that's closer. But the $4.95 delivery, not a big fan. $12 here. Look at this, $19.95. That's actually a pretty good deal because I've seen these sell for anywhere between 25 to 35, even higher recently. I'm telling you. Look at, see, watch, it's over here. So I've got here. This is the final page, I promise. This is the 1976 U.S. Mint uncirculated coin set. Thousands of results, right? I already showed you that one. But look at this. Whoa! Yeah, four of them for $80. Right, plus $10 delivery. That's $20 a set. And the silver, well, are they worth it? Look at that. That's not a bad deal, actually. But the $5 shipping, I'm over it. I don't like paying for shipping, but that's just the way it goes. They're going to work it into the price either way. $14 there. Look at this, $11. And you're not even getting, I mean, maybe you are, but it's two each, $19.95. Oh, look at that. I always like these ones, $19.95. And they are silver. That's a 40%. And that really, folks, is about it. I mean, if we're going to be coming into the semi-quincentennial next year, I would imagine that these coins from 1976, the quarters, even the half dollars and the dollars, I would imagine they're going to have a little bit more popularity than we've seen here in the past few years. And does it seem like it's only going to be in 2026 that most people go, oh yeah, these are here too, right? It sure seems that way because I have been telling people for the last 3 or 4 years to get ready because here it comes. Now let's get ready. Because another thing's coming too. Look at this. This is the +1. This is Proverbs 25, 16 and 17. And it says here, when you find honey, eat what is sufficient to you, lest you be satiated and vomited up. Let your feet be scarce in your fellow's house, lest he be satiated with you and come to not like you so much. Now, I think what that means is don't burden good friends with too many visits, because too much of a good thing isn't a good thing any longer. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you might end up ruining his marriage, and then he's going to come live with you, right? I'm telling you, you never know. Life is life. Now let's bounce over here to 395 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is, this is a highway to hell and a stairway to heaven, right? So this is Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven off of Led Zeppelin 4, and it's probably one of the most amazing albums ever. And I think that's about it, folks. I want to thank y'all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, please sub the channel. It's absolutely free. What's not free, and well, it's the membership. It's $1.99 a month. It's almost one of the lowest memberships you'll find on one of these coin channels on YouTube, but it sure does help these videos come out each and every single morning. And if you don't think it's hard, you give it a shot. I'll watch your YouTube channel. I'll sub your channel. But let me tell you, to come up with a new story every day and have a perspective on it, well, I'll tell you, it is work. And work is a 4-letter word last time I checked. But that's how we get things done. Stacker out.